Day game. Of course, it's night already today. I'm a little bit late. It's 10 o'clock, 10 p.m. But in Spain, day game in weekdays, it's comfortably until 10 p.m. You'll see. So I want to tell you something. Day game rather the day night, night game. I am myself like a pussycatcher. I deeply believe that you get a much higher chance generally in the day game in the Spain than in the nightclub. I explain you why. Spain is one of the few countries which is you have a low structure culture and high structure. Low structure culture that's us European and Americans. In the business we just exchange the papers, dicks or pussy or whatever, right? And we so straight, In the low structure culture, everything what is important is the speed. In business, in everything. In high structure culture, which is Asian people, African, it's not important speed, but how good you are at it. That's why you go for business dinner on Wednesday in Philippines or in China, or in India, and they come back for dinner on the Friday. But they arrive. First you have to talk to their wife, to their dogs, whatever. 2 days talking about non-business thing, and then you approach business. We, in the Europe West, we just meet by lawyer 2 p.m., exchange the papers, sign it, that's it. Why I'm talking about business, low structure, high structure? The same thing, like I make a business, is to get late, right? It's a transaction. So, you see that in Spain, the mentality of the women is different. It's like in Asia. In Asia, I saw people, women, men, always being in the crowd. The unit is not atomic, fucking individualistic, American, European, degenerative. We are actually most stupidest people, Europeans and Americans. They smart, these Asian African people. So they mingling in the groups. You can see it in the groups. So you most probably experience this group thing, not the group and sex. I wish you. I hope so you do, Pussycatcher. But I think you rather experience the dark side of the group and sex. The group thing. And it is these WhatsApp stupid groups in Spain. So they have these WhatsApp groups where they don't put you and they're in the groups. You can see them, the groups can be WhatsApp and they don't put you in it. And then they compete with this WhatsApp group. It's a culture capital, The culture capital. They're so happy. I met these 2 Spanish guys, born here in Malaga, and I add them in some WhatsApp group. And they were so happy like I give them brick of fucking gold. If I talk to the fucking Danish or, English guy or Austrian or American tell you I put you in the WhatsApp group, we say okay, fucking nice. Their eyes were shining. You see, these Spanish people, that's what I want to get in there, are the only one from Europe which are on the between the low structure and high structure. That's why you see the women more in the groups, and that's why in the nightclubs they are in the groups. Either the women are in the groups and they going generally to nightclubs to have fun, not to fuck in Spain. Everywhere, from Europe, Canada, Australia, first world, low structure culture, the women goes to the club because there is some underlying hint they want to get laid. Not all of them, but if you go in Amsterdam, Copenhagen, Oslo, London, New York to the club, Toronto, you got a quite good chance to get laid. Not in Spain. In the Spain, they came to have fun with the women. Then you put a little bit fucking Sancho politically correctness, his tightening neck dictatorship mindset here, that's saying like no everything through dating sites because they want to support the tech bros. That's another topic. They want to support the dating sites which doesn't work with tech bro who want you to keep subscribe and swiping and never fucking meet, interact and make them money. You see, it's a fucking conspirational theory, but I can prove it. The tech bros with the liberals, they want to ban you the sex. The far rightists, they let you fuck. The leftists, they don't. That's why I hate communists. Not because of the taxes. Because they want to cut off my dick, not my taxes. The most important is my dick, then my taxes. Even though the taxes is the very second one, right? So, stay with me. In Spain, the problem are these groups. So you go to this, either the groups will be created by female or female with the male. And you could, I'm sure, you could feel it when you get to a nightclub and you try to approach some woman. Either the other women start to attacking you and saying, no, that's me pareja, and they pretend they're lesbian, right? Right, that's the typical answer when they want to get some push off some fucking dickhead who trying to, score. Or it was a group of already couples or friends, and the men's were protecting. It's a mixed group of females and males, but it's still group, and they never let you get in. These fucking Spanish cocksuckers are two-faced motherfuckers, especially here in Malaga. They pretend how they're smiling, but they fake. You see, that's the fakeness. You see, so the Spanish mentality is difficult. I would say Spain is a difficult market. You can arbitrage if you tall, blonde, motherfucking Native American schmuck. You got a certainly great fittest survival genetical advantage here. But I would still argue that if you go into the high club in Toronto, New York, or in London or in Copenhagen, you got laid 10 times faster than you go in Spain. And they say, no, we have a fun, That's why I rather go for the day game. Because then you put this politically correct tightening nuts, we can feel it, these strange times all around the world, digital lockdown, this communists against fascists. I'm not left or right, I just got my dick, and I wanna just, enjoy it, you see? I don't give a fuck, this is not a political program, right? I hate authoritarian, only what I wish to everybody is love and sex. But the communists, they don't want this, you see? Even though they saying that the feminist women are really open to sex and they go in this dating site, it's all bullshit. I get there later on because this young generation, and it doesn't need to be even young, they are in their 30s. The dopamine and all that shit, these fentanyl shits on TikTok, on social networks and these apps, sucking up their natural biological desire to go and interact and then fuck. There are studies which saying that the young female or male being is 25, 50% of them didn't have a sex. So the things changing, you see. Then the women are in distress, there is politics, all these bullshits, you see. So of course there is a biological clock. It's not true, they need to fuck, but they rather find some castrated motherfucker, teddy bear, or you have to comply with the feministic bullshits, and there is this submission, and there is this special flavor of sadism, where they are we feminists, we dictators, we communists, we got nightclubs, we have women. You see the aggression all around the world. And they weaponizing they can't. Just like in Miami, they weaponize it and they say, we want to sell our fucking pussies. In Miami, it was one of the most challenging places in West Palm Beach to get laid. Not in Miami, in West Palm Beach, you see. And they always say, this woman told me, hey, we got such a deal here that we're selling our pussies. But at least it was nice game and I knew what's going on. I got to put $100 from my pocket to her pussy, which will open up. But the trick was, I never did it. I tell you later on what I did in West Palm Beach. I tricked them with the fake bank notes or with this inception of money coming. The pussy open up because they say no sugar, no honey, right? But you give them sugar, they never give you honey. That's why you have to fuck them before they fuck you. But at least I knew what was going on. There was just a desire for money and selling the pussies. But here in Spain and leftist countries, it's something different. It's not about money. It's about sadism and control. They want to punish you that you got a dick, you see? They leftist communist, ecologist, you see? Again, this is not a political program. I don't give a shit. I just observing it's difficult and challenging. That's why you rather got a better chance to be like a teddy bear, like we explained in previous video, doing date gaming with tarot cards, than to be a man in the nightclubs. Because in the nightclubs, they just go because they low structure, high structure, low structure. So I would really put them with this Filipino, Asian people. They really high structure. So they are culturally in the groups, a priori. So first, the problem is biological. Second, there is a political, liberalism, whatever bullshit, which on other side telling the woman, go liberate yourself, fuck what you wanna do. But we know with social networks and all that bullshit, it's actually weaponized politically, and it's not true. I wish all good Cuba or Colombia where they fuck a lot. That's a real communistic Latino. I love Latino Spain, but it's totally different story. You see, these European communists are not the Latino American communists. Latino American communists. Oh my God, I have 3 numbers per day. There in leftist countries like Bolivia, Argentina. It was perfect. Colombia, but this is Spain, brother. So we have the biological thing. Then the political communistic one, which actually doesn't support, to share the sex. There is this sadism, right? And then there is this cultural layer, tertial, that they don't believe really foreigners, and without being rude, they kind of little bit xenophobic people, yeah? They not so much open, like, I don't know, like the other European nations, you see? So they say, I never operate long time. I was there with my girlfriend 20 years back in Italy, but they say Italy and Spain are the most challenging with Portugal in Europe countries, you see. All around the world is challenging. That's why I'm giving you this information, right? But I agree with you, you need to have a positive attitude, not HIV, but I mean, and of course, go to the nightclubs. I don't tell you not to go to nightclubs. No, you go everywhere. If you're the nightclub man, it's about to, to take the, to purify, become who you are, your role, right? And if you're a nightclub guy and you got a good luck with it, that's perfect. But if you have some problems with it, I'm telling you, rather switch into the day game. Because every day I do the same round. I teach you in another video. And I have this hike, which I'm doing all the time. And in every point, in park, here, there, I do the lottery ticket, I put a little betting, then I go to port. Always there are women. I can approach them like a teddy bear, not like in the nightclub where they expect you, that they wanna try, and there is this, you could maybe feel it, this sadism, this feeling, this control, like, hey, you wanna get me? This is Spain, right? Hey, that's my pussy, right? You wanna comply? Hey, you wanna get your knees on your force? You wanna suck my fucking pussy? Huh? There are 10 guys, they wanna fuck me. And there is this ego, it's like, it's a war. Similar country, which I remember, I live in 7 countries, in 3 continents, in 10 years in Asia, Latin America and Europe. Similar country was Cyprus, where women weaponizing against their men, beautiful island, but very similar situation, where they politically, here is not so strong, there are just vibes of it, right, in Spain. And it depends where. I'm operating down in Spain, so please comply and share comments. What do you think, in Galicia, or it can be totally different thing, right? Because it's the second biggest country after Ukraine. I'm just saying that the politically is weaponized here, and the feminism backfiring too, and it's not the open-minded feminism, they wanna just fuck and have fun. There is this mean communistic feminism, like, I don't let you get fucked, and then they see 10 men competing, and they going to the nightclubs with their pride for self-validation. The women can get aroused just from the fucking self-validation. They just enjoying, you see? That's the ego, is the biggest ego trip, the worst ever. The power, the ego can overshield and, the beautiful pussy, which telling them enjoy. But in the day game, when you're approaching women here in the park there, they're not in some playground in nightclub where they can exercise this political, biological, sadistic tendencies or whatever, psychological roles. They unprepared. And I'm like a teddy bear in the day game going around. I'm lurking at them with my tarot cards, right? Now I look like a fucking deviant. The rule number 1, never look like a deviant, creepy man lurking in the park, right? It's a little bit too late. I do another videos about the day game. I'm closing the day game today, for tonight, And then I go to the nightclub, I try my luck. But I always say, in Spain, you most probably will have a better chance with the day game, because don't you forget, it's a psychology what rules the world. It's not a mathematics, economics, whatever. It's a feelings. People are controlled by feelings, not by ratio. Power to the man and to the dicks. You gotta stick together in these harsh times of application, tech bros, motherfuckers ripping you of your wallets. Have you observed, I wanna talk about this in another video. Have you observed how difficult it is now? How everything is very monetized. Before, 30 years back, these times, I think 15 years back, the plumber can date the fucking CEO woman. Now, it's all about women. And the hypocrisy is the biggest, highest evil ever. It's not a criminal. And the hypocrisy, I will close it with the feminism here, is that they are just the opposite what they are. I'm from Czechoslovakia. I was born in communistic regime. And the communists are everything, just one day say they are not, or liberals. They're not tolerant, they intolerant, you see, and they capitalistic inside. They saying the communists they share, but I got in another video. Actually, the Spanish women are their mind is highly transactional, more than Danish one, and they after money than the Northern European women. It has something to do with the economy because it's a poor country, obviously. But you know, again, I don't want to go away from what I'm saying. The psychology rules the world, and because they're communists and they say they're not after money, their shadow personality is after money. Basically, what your analytic mind saying what you are by your ratio, you just flip the coin and that's what you're telling me what you are. You hate Democrats, you down the fucking Republican. If you're Republican, you up there Democrat. You see, if you don't know your shadow. So if you meet some communistic woman who says like, I'm not after money, this, that, hey, her shadow actually wants the money and she's a capitalist inside. But we get into this in the other video. But a psychology is the most important discipline. The psychology opens every kind of the pussy. Power to the dicks.